Hello. Hi. What's up? Welcome back. My room is a mess, and that is why I'm on my bed right now instead of at my desk because my desk chair turned into a clothes chair, meaning that there's a pile of clothes on it, and on top of that pile of clothes is a laundry basket with more clothes in it. So, my desk itself is also just filled with junk, and my little bench that I like to sit at, but not really. I've never really sat at it because it's always been filled with junk. Yeah. So I have some cleaning to do. I was supposed to do that today, but I did not get to it. But that's okay. But you'd think from hearing that I have a very messy room, horribly messy, that I'm doing bad. And you know what? If you thought that, you'd be incorrect, which is pretty sick, I will say. I'm doing pretty well. I had a pretty successful week ADHD wise, and there was some exciting things and stuff like that. So I'm going to talk about it. So some of the great things that happened this week were that well, one thing that I'm super excited about is that my friend Randy was like, "Hey, can I commission you to design a tattoo for me?" And I was like, "Yes." Why did that make me tear up just now? I'm very excited. I did some of the drafts on Tuesday, because I had off because it was election day. God bless for this change. Anyways, but that's what I did to de-stress a little bit, and so I have a few drafts, and I still want to do like 2-3 more drafts to send to them, and then we can go forward with the next step in the design process. And I'm super excited. I've never done this before, so it's gonna be really cool. But I had spent October doing a little Inktober, Peachtober moment by Furry Little Peach, and developing my style through that, and finding a style, and finding this like cutesy but also a little off-putting, offbeat sort of doodling style, and it's super fun and super rad, and so I'm very jazzed that Randy wants a tattoo from me. That's super cool and weird. So I'm really excited about that. Let's see. Today I cooked 3 whole meals to get prepped for this upcoming week. I cooked a stir fry. It had tofu and onion and pepper, green pepper, and it had broccoli. Big thing of rice, delicious. Some lentil soup with carrots and potatoes, and then also this thing that my mom makes sometimes, that I don't know if it has a name actually, but I just refer to it as a bean mixture, which is really silly, but it's literally like black beans, potatoes, zucchini, onion, some green pepper, tomatoes, and like tomato sauce, and then a bunch of spices. And it all like cooks down into like this. It's just like very warm and like all, I don't know. It's not really a chili. I don't think it's like soup stew-ish enough to be a chili, but I don't know. I like it. When my mom makes it, there's usually sweet potatoes in it and some sort of green, but I did not have those. So I just did it with what I had, and I had a little spoon of it, and it's good. I'm excited to make a burrito with that. Oh, pardon. Oh, I never said what date and time it was. Ugh. Guys, it is November 8th at 10:45 p.m. I'm sleepy. I need to get a little bit better with bedtimes. I was starting to get better at it this week, I've been kind of like going back and forth. I'd either go to bed really early or like not be able to fall asleep, which makes sense. This week was very high stress politically. And so sleep was bad, and that's okay. We're still adjusting and we're kicking it. So I am a little bit tired, but it's okay. But yeah, I feel really fulfilled from cooking so much for myself today. It felt like I was giving myself a hug. And, you know, I have a Taurus moon, so it made me feel pretty spectacular. I truly, like, every time like, even now, every time I would look at myself after I had done all that cooking, I just was like, wow, you are so beautiful. Like, for some reason, it makes me feel so much more beautiful. And, like, clearly I am stunning. At least I think so. I am truly beautiful to myself, but, like, cooking, oh, I look at myself and I'm like, you perfect angel. It's wonderful. But yeah, another fun thing that I did today was I finally set up a budget. Yes. Thank God. I've been saying I would set up a new budget for months. Pardon me, that is so rude. But I've been saying I would set up a new budget for months. I stopped budgeting during the pandemic because suddenly I was home with my family and not really spending any money. So I just stopped budgeting, basically. And you know, I wish I had kept up with the habit anyways, just to have that habit in place. But it's okay. Getting back on the horse again. And set up a new budget and changed up like the colors that I use and stuff, and the sort of system and methodology I kind of developed for myself, made some alterations, trying stuff out. So I'm really excited about that. And to see how much I'm able to save, and for emergency fund and for specific goals, and just to be able to keep track of all of that and like feel prepared. Thank goodness. I also set up a Roth IRA, which is another thing I've been meaning to do for months, and that was stressful because a lot of the language was confusing to me, but it's okay because that's set up now, and I made a payment to it, and I'm gonna make monthly payments hopefully, so that's pretty cool. Yay. Let's see. I wrote down a list of all the things I wanted to touch on. I keep getting messages about projects on Backstage, and that's exciting because I feel like I keep attracting abundance into my life. However, I have to be very choosy because pandemic. So not that the timing sucks per se, but it's just like it's a lot to consider. It's not like I can just like, yes, job, I'm gonna take it, you know? Because especially with numbers climbing again, everyone, but like for myself and for the people I live with and for the family I nanny for, because that's my bubble, that's it. Have to take it uber seriously. So it's just, but it's nice to see people interested in me and my abilities, and you know, hopefully I can do more voice acting work and more virtual sort of work in the acting, theatery, film world, and hopefully just as many opportunities will be there for me when things are safe again. because I want to say yes to everything, because I want to do everything, because I love doing things, but, health and safety. Now's not the time. That's okay. But it still makes me happy, so that's good. Let's see. Oh, another thing that's been making me very, very happy is that as my own sort of NaNoWriMo, I have been trying to write a poem every single day, and that was going pretty well, and I was having quite a lot of success with it, and writing some cool stuff and writing some shitty stuff, and welcoming all of it, and just getting in the practice. But I did fall off the bandwagon, even though it was something I enjoyed. I started I started establishing it as a morning ritual for myself because I had discovered, I think I touched on this last time, but I had discovered that I was getting so burnt out because I felt like I wasn't spending time for myself, and so I needed a morning ritual to sort of set that up in my day and like to continue that throughout my day, and to carry me through my day basically. So I set that up as my morning ritual. Wonderful. And then I think I accidentally didn't do it Friday, because I think Friday I just felt like listening to music and dancing around, which awesome. I'm glad I'm listening to my brain and what it wants. But then I went to write a little after work, and then I don't know what came up, but I just didn't, which is fine. But I also didn't write Saturday or today, Sunday. So I want to play a little game of catch up for it, and then try again this week to make that part of my morning ritual, because it really was doing wonderful, wonderful things for my mood throughout work, throughout the rest of the day. I felt more accomplished. It was awesome to just be able to feel like I was accomplishing something very early in the morning, and it set a wonderful tone for my day. One, again, of accomplishment, but two, also a wonderful tone of just that every day in my life is for myself. Even if I'm going for work, all of my energy for the whole day doesn't need to be focused on just work. There can be things that happen before and after, because I'm very bad at doing things when waiting for something to happen. So like in the morning before work, it's very hard to do things because I'm like, well, I have to be ready for when I leave to go to work, and then I'm not ready because I didn't do anything. If that even makes sense. It makes sense to me because I live it, but I feel like I had a specific train of thought, and I said thought. I had a specific train of thought, and I don't know if it's just that the thought ended or if I derailed, but anyways, morning rituals, so important, and we're going to try tomorrow to get back on the bandwagon, and we'll see if I'm able to play a little game of catch-up. It's just 3 poems that I'm missing, and I could easily just set a timer for 15 minutes, make myself write literally anything that comes out of me, and if it's bad, it's bad. Awesome. That's great. I love that. But yeah, now we're transitioning a little bit. Here's some other things from this week that I fell off the horse with. So Italian, I talked about this last time, definitely. I was getting really excited of really delving deep into my language learning practice, and I fell off heavy this week, but that's okay. I am not mad at myself for anything, obviously. I'm chilling, but I think I just need to find a more effective approach to studying for myself. I did unfortunately break my streak on Duolingo, because Saturday I was not in the best mood, and I did not have another streak freeze. and I didn't even bother buy one. I was like, it's okay if it breaks, it breaks. Because I also just don't want to hold myself too highly to this like standard of purity and conflate like my worth and have it be like a moral thing to like skip my Duolingo, like that somehow makes me a worse person. And it's a very slippery slope being too pure with those sorts of like streaks and have it every single day thing, because logically I know, no, I'm not capable of doing something, the same thing every single day. One, I have too many interests. Two, I just don't feel like it. My brain needs to be shown like new shiny things all the time to keep it interested. That's how I work. I can't do the same exact thing every single day. Wonderful to have a morning ritual, but I know that I fell that off of that because of a similar sort of thing. I needed a new shiny thing. That's why I danced on Friday, you know? So I know I need constant change to keep myself interested in my own life, and so I have to let myself be okay with not having a perfect increasing number every single day and like breaking the streak and starting at 0 again. That's okay. I gotta let myself be okay with that. So I was fine with breaking the streak to practice that. Yes. I also need to find a better time to listen to podcasts, but we'll get there. Other things that I fell off the horse with, keeping my reading goals. I feel like just forgetting them, and I just keep not following them. And I also, another thing, I almost impulse bought a $700 electric bass because I am in the market for a bass. It is one of my sinking funds that I am saving specifically for. However, if I bought a $700 one now, it would be a financial burden to do so. Definitely. It would be fine, but it would knock back my savings a bit as I'm just trying to build it up now, basically. I'm glad that my paycheck hadn't cleared. So because my paycheck hadn't cleared, I could not use my debit card, and because the limit on my credit card is pretty low, I couldn't get it on that either. So the universe really said, no, not possible, you will not get it. And I was like, okay. So I am in the market for a cheaper one, and two, I am listening to my budget. That's part of the reason why I actually made it today, because I was like, oh, I really almost set myself back because I don't have a plan in place. So I have my plan, my budget. Oh, man. But yeah, basically all these downfalls, all these instances of falling off the horse, something I'm really trying to do and be aware of as I am constantly, trying to live my life more intentionally and figuring out ways that work for me to do that. One of the things I've been doing is trying to alter and change how I think about these downfalls, so to say, and just seeing them as an opportunity to adapt, and just find what works better and see how that changes and very often sometimes. It can change very often. But just keeping myself open to adaptation, letting myself be malleable, and just trying to go with the flow a little bit, which can be very difficult because I feel like because my brain is so all the time, and because I'm a Virgo, my brain wants to be very regimented. But at the end of the day, no matter how much I want that, how much it bothers me when I can't get that, I know that's unrealistic. It's very unrealistic, and it only makes matters worse to be hard on myself. I can only do that so much until I fall off, and it's detrimental, you know. So I can have plans in place, but I have to allow myself lots of wiggle room for when it changes, because it will change. It always does. Always. So just allowing that space to let myself be like, okay, I'm just gonna adapt now. We're just gonna adapt. See what works. Fun. Treating it all just as an experiment, just constantly collecting data. That's been very meaningful and beneficial for me through this. But yeah, other little band-aid remedies for falling off the horse. Let's see, for the poems, yes, I'm going to keep trying to write in the morning because I feel very inspired in the morning typically. That is like, I currently wake up at 6. I think I want to start transitioning to try to wake up at 5 eventually. I'm going to take a few months to get there. I think I'm going to do the transition very slowly. But I just want like morning writing time because in the morning, I think I'm a morning person. I genuinely do. There's just some magical quality in my brain that goes on in the morning, and it's wonderful, and I just feel very inspired, and I think that also would help my days. Pardon. Excuse me. That would also just be another way to help my day be like, yes, my day is for me, and I'm gonna do things I like. Awesome, you know. What else? Yes, finding the most effective Italian study time. Yes. And incorporating more of the fun ways, I think. Because I wonder if also studying Italian would be a thing that would be most effective for me to do in the morning as well. Like if I did the more learning intensive, like Duolingo, and I have an Italian workbook and a grammar book, and I could do writing exercises and my conjugation charts, my notes, all of that. If that should all be a morning thing, the more slightly heavier learning, and then have a break from it for a while on my walk to work, listen to music, because what I was doing was listening to the podcast, but maybe on the walk back from work listening to the podcast, and then if I sit down to watch YouTube that day, making sure to watch at least 1, 2, however many videos in Italian, because I follow like quite a few channels of Italian people from Italy just living their lives. So I think that would be good to incorporate as well, because that's fun. That's very enjoyable to just like sit and watch a video, and it's still helpful. Because being exposed to the language is very helpful, and then also trying to pick out what and trying your best to understand what's going on is very helpful for language learning. So maybe I'll try that out this week as well, but we'll see how it goes with the writing and with Italian language learning, the amount of time I have in the morning, probably won't be able to do both. But hopefully, if I can only do one, I'll just do one of them and try to do the other after work and just see how it goes. I think definitely waking up earlier would be helpful for this, but I'm not there yet. I need to get better about going to bed first. It's 11:06. Clearly, I need to get better about going to bed earlier. But yeah, what can you do? We're all works in progresses. Yep. Goodness. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay. And so lastly, for reading goals, I think that's just something I need to write down. Because I have my reading goals, like, if I wrote them on a piece of scrap paper. They're mostly in my head, my reading goals, and so they're not written down. So I know what I should be reading every single day in my head, or how much time, or like how many pages I would prefer. I haven't written any of them down, and so I feel like maybe what would be helpful is if in my planner on like the calendar part, if I put, boxes and check marks next to page numbers to be like, yes, I did read this amount today. Just so I can chip away slowly at my goals, because I feel like breaking up books into those tangible amounts of like, okay, 20 pages today. That's doable. I could read 20 pages, so, and writing it down to keep myself accountable and have something to check off. Be like, yes, I did reach the goal. Especially because I now have Libby on my phone, and that's borrowing books, so I have a time limit, and with the time limit I wrote down how much I need to read each day, and I just keep forgetting. So I just need to write it down. But yeah, those are the biggest things I'm gonna hopefully be testing out and trying and remembering to try. We'll see what happens this week, but I am looking forward to it. I am feeling content and fulfilled with myself. Yeah. Oh, also I exercised yesterday, so that was good. Building more dopamine receptors in my brain. I think Sundays will be my total rest days. I don't know, we'll see. I shouldn't hold myself to that though. We'll just see what happens. The weather's gonna be nice this week. Hopefully I can go on a run or two if my energy levels are good enough. We'll see. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to another quiet week of doing quiet things and reading. And I got a crochet hook and more yarn. I'm going to try to crochet myself a sweater that probably will not be started this week, but hopefully in the next coming months. Still have a scarf to finish knitting. But yeah, I am as good as a person can be when surviving a pandemic. So I'm feeling okay, and I'm feeling happy with myself and happy with the progress I'm making with managing my life with ADHD, and I'm very happy to keep feeling creative and trying new things and keep working on the things that I already like. Also music. I've been writing a lot of music. That makes me very happy. I've been listening to a lot of new music. That makes me super happy. Yes, all around feeling fulfilled. But I'm gonna wind down and try to go to bed now and hopefully have a great week. So, happy Sunday. Ooh, it's 11:10, almost 11:11. 1111, make a wish. Okay, I'm gonna head off now so I can send my 1111 text messages, but thank you for joining me if you have joined me, and tune in next week for when I talk more about my life, I guess. This is fun for me, a little weekly check-in, but thank you. Bye.